morning, traders. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome back. Welcome back, guys. We got action today. TNXP, man, is off to the races. This is the first thing I saw. And I don't know if you remember what I said yesterday. I told you guys, I said, a lot of people say Friday is no good, but trust me, my experience says, look at it. Just take a look. Friday usually, a lot of people sleep on Fridays, meaning they don't believe that Friday has action. But I know firsthand. Look at here, we got some action. But anyway, let's get right into it, guys. I'm not gonna be long on here. I got some stuff to take care of today, so I can trade up until about 10 o'clock. Then I have to take off here. I got some business to handle at about 11 o'clock. So I'll just get into the recap from yesterday, Thursday. I made one trade yesterday, one winner. It was $21 before commissions. Hey, I'll take it. Green is good. Um, yep, as you can see here, you'll see the trade here. It was $21. Only took one trade. Um, and as you can see, I took it at 9.52 on UXIN. Um, I took it. I made 7 cents on the trade, but I only took 300 shares. Um, Let me go ahead and put this TNXP in focus here. So right now, guys, it got up here. I'll get back to the TNXP, but let me just finish our trades here. UXIN. Let's get to it. I actually didn't catch the bulk of that move. I had it on my watch list. I honestly had it on my watch list right before um, the bell. But however, the only reason I didn't keep a close eye and I just left it alone is because the float. The float was like as you can see, 305 million shares. As you know, most of us traders, day traders, who are looking for highly volatile stocks, we look for the stock to be, under 100 million typically. Ideally under 100 million shares. Really, further under than that. You really want it to be like 30 million, 20 million, 10 million shares in a float or under. That's when it goes moving like this TNXP. As you can see, here's an example here's a comparison of the difference. Look at TNXP. The share size is only 1.5 million shares in the float, and and you see how it moves. Let's see how it moves. It moved from like $3 to $9, $6 move. See that's what you get when you when you find a low float stock. And this one was 305 million. So I'm thinking, okay, it's not gonna, But then I did say yesterday. I don't know if anybody who looked at the video or watched some of my videos, and especially yesterday. That's the funny thing because yesterday, in my video, I just was speaking on the fact that I don't really look at float size anymore because I see some stocks that moved just as easily as a 1 million share float stock. You see what I'm saying? And look at UXIN. It moved from under $3, some $2 and some change here, 290s, all the way up to 490. So $2 move. And that's for supposedly a 305 million share float stock. Typically you don't see that. A stock of that nature usually only would move, pennies. It'll fight for every penny. It'll probably, So I saw it. It had a good chart to me. It had a red to green move, and usually that's a good sign. Especially what I really liked about it, but I just didn't want to pull the trigger, is the fact that it was over, I think I counted 9, 10 red days in a row. Or it's actually more than that. As you can see, look, this is a daily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to call this 6 because it didn't move much. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So anyway, you get the picture. After so many red days, about 20. And I saw it doing a red to green move. That actually should have been a good. That was a good sign. But the only thing about that was, like I said, the float, man. I said, oh, with 305 million shares in the float, it may move. When I originally saw it, it was like at the beginning of threes. It was like 315 or something like that when I first caught it. I say, it probably will move up to 330 or something like that and come back. So I'm not gonna mess with it. Um, but it did fool me. It got up to 490. But that's the reason I didn't trade it originally. But once I saw that it was moving, once I saw the range that it had, I did jump in. I jumped in after all of this action. As you can see, I actually kind of waited, and I got in right here on this little bounce. I got in on the bounce of the VWAP, as you can pretty much see here. I got it at 9:52. Look over here, it's 9:52, and I got out the following minute because I noticed that it was having trouble um, getting back up here over this candle here. So I didn't wait for it to budge. I'm trying to have a more of a breakout or bailout mentality, as Ross would say. If it doesn't do what I'm looking for it to do in a short period of time, then I usually just get out. Even if it does eventually do it, I just rather just take my profits and move on to the next one or wait for it to set up again. So anyway, this is the second trade where I was in the trade for less this week. This is the second trade I was in the trade for less than a minute. That's very important. So I got in at 9:52:43, got out at 9:53:22. Okay, so if you do the math on that, that's 39 seconds I was in this trade. Only 39 seconds to make $21, and that's with 300 shares. I mean, I could have took more shares. I could have easily took 800 shares, 800 shares, maybe even up to 1,000 at some points of this trade. Um, but yeah, I'm just right now. I'm just because I took a little break last week and the week before I was gone for about 2 weeks. Have you guys been keeping up? So I'm just kind of getting back into it. So I'm being conservative. And you rather be conservative and make a little some money than to be too aggressive and taking way higher risk and losing it all. And you got to realize this account size. You see where it is. It's $533 today. Um, if you go into 500, I'm sure trader can and will liquidate any position that you have. I don't care if you're in a winning trade. They'll shut it down, and plus they'll add a $50 fee on top of that. So not only will you be at a loss because they'll close your position out automatically, but they'll also tack on $50 more to that. So you want to keep it over 500. So keeping that in mind, I can't go all in right now. I need some breathing room. When I get up to about $1,000, I think I'll up it a little bit. But right now, my max share size is 500. I'm not going over. As you see, I've been doing 300s here and there. I've been doing threes, but every now and then I may boost it up to five. But that's the max. 500. I have my hotkeys set up, so 500 will be the max. You know what I mean? You have to set up your hotkeys and everything. I used to have emergency hotkey for 95% of my buying power, but I just found myself hitting that. You know what I mean? More than I should be hitting it. I just find a way to reason to hit it, and call it an accident when I know I did try to hit that button. So what I do now, I just don't even. I just stay away from it. So I took that key away altogether. So that way, nothing on my keyboard will allow me to get more than 500 shares. I mean, now I can hit it twice, or I can hit 300 a couple times, but um, as far as hitting the button one time by accident, nah, it's gonna be no more than 500 shares. So that's some ways to help discipline yourself, is to kind of restrict yourself from things. Make it to where it's hard to do or hard to get to. So anyway, let's look at today. I'm gonna look at today real quick, see what's going on. But the market, all you need is that one catalyst, such as TNXP, and that usually can set off a stream of a lot of other plays. So that actually, once you see one stock like that, you should get excited. Because that means that there will be some sympathy momentum. You got ACB. This one has 993 million shares in the float, but it is moving. We went from the 520 area up to 560, 580. Sorry, 60 cent pop. So hey, that's why I say, I'm honestly, the more that you look at the market and observe the market, you'll realize that the float matters in some cases, but then in some cases it doesn't. You really want to focus on volume and price movement. That's the two things. And I know price movement is usually a result of the float. The range of the movement is usually the result of the float, but that's not always the case. So I would put float as like the third thing you would look for. Most important thing you want to look for is volume. Volume, 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 because volume equals liquidity. And that's what it's all about, liquidity. You can't. What sense does it make trading something with no liquidity? You can't. It's hard to. It's easy to get in because you'll see some sellers I always gonna see sellers on the ask. But look at, like, take an example of TNXP right now. All right. See, the ask is 640. The bid is 611. So if you jump in right now, if you want to get in very desperately, you can get in right now at 640. But now you'll already be at a 622 at almost 20-cent loss until this fills in or somebody buys you at a 640. But technically you'll already be at a loss. So that's because of the volume right now. It's pretty good volume, but it's when the bell rings, that's not enough volume. But if that was the type of volume you would see during the day, during the course of the day, that's no good. Because it's the pre-market, that's decent. 164,000 shares traded at 8 o'clock. That's pretty decent. But that's the point I'm making is you gotta have volume. You gotta have. That's the number one thing you should always look for. I mean, there are strategies for if you want those long, slow, drawn out trades. Look at today. I told you guys about Friday yesterday. If you guys watch or go back and look at the video, you will see what I said about Fridays. I said that most traders on YouTube. I'm not saying all traders in general, because some traders on the floor, at the NYSE and other stuff, they may know better. But the ones on YouTube, a lot of them say Friday is not good. And like I said, it's all relative to your experience. If Fridays have been brutal to you, then yeah, Friday will be a day that you don't like, and then vice versa. If Wednesday is bad to you, then some traders may say Wednesday is not the day to trade, or Monday is not the day to trade. But from my experience, and as you're seeing it firsthand here, Fridays usually is one of the better days of the week. I don't know what it is, but it's just more active. I guess, for one, it could be shorts covering, going into the weekend. And then the stocks that do break down heavily, that's obviously a lot of people taking profits before the weekend. But you got to remember, shorts take profit too. See what I'm saying? So you have to look at it from the inverse side as well. So if shorts are taking profits on Fridays, what does that mean? That means the stock will go up. So it's all relative. But anyway, let's see what else is going on here. You got a lot of these high floaters really moving today. You got a lot of high floaters moving. I don't particularly like to play them, um, but this is another one. Looks like it wants to fill in a gap over a period of time. So that 770 area, 778, 770 area will be the one to look for in the coming days. Hey, it may even do it today, but just keep an eye on that gap fill. The market is starting to come pump up a little bit, just a little. It did dip initially here. Looks like a little effort to recover, just a small effort here, but you just have to keep watching it. But yeah, so APHA, that's on the rise from the. It got to a low of pre-market of $5. Now it's at 616. Oh, that's a big move, man, for a 219 million share float stock. So yeah, as you can see, the big floaters, man, are running this thing right now. And right now, TNXP is kind of falling off of its highs, but it's still up, but it's retracing pretty heavily here. So uh, showing signs of weakness. So I would wait for it to uh, get back over this area here, over this range area, about this $7 area, to show a little strength again before I would even touch it. Let's see. JP, oh wow. Anybody who was in here short would have really would have woke up this morning on cloud nine. Hey, if you ended your day in JP yesterday short, what a way to wake up this morning at 7 o'clock. When if you're a late sleeper, 8 o'clock. If you're hey, they say the early bird gets the worm, but look like the later you would have slept, the more money you you would have made. Wow, so that's a nice one. Down to the $7 area from $9, $2 drop here, and you know it has to be some news here. Earnings per share or the earnings came out, so apparently the earnings. I'm not gonna say the earnings were no good, but yeah, it's down. Yeah, the earnings per share is down 11 cent. Yeah, so yeah, there you go. There you have it. I mean, I guess I would imagine, man, if you know, you do your research on these companies. If you want to really take like try to start to implement fundamentals, you can catch a lot of these plays early. Like you can catch it, you can go in it right here before it closes. You can get in before it closes if you research enough and know that their sales have been down and all that good stuff. Right before if you can research enough right before the earnings, you can make good money on these plays. We all most of us YouTubers and all that good stuff, most of us traders, I don't even want to say the word YouTuber. That makes it just sound corny. But most of us traders, um, we just stick strictly to technicals, strictly technicals. But I can't imagine a lot of money can be made. And I may in the near future start to implement fundamentals uh, because of moves like this. And I noticed a lot of the moves that a lot of the short opportunities, the moves that go down like over $1, $2, $3, they usually happen right at either right after hours or pre-market very early. Like the bulk of the moves always happen before a lot of traders can even trade it. Cause see, at SureTrader we can't trade until 8 o'clock. Um, with Robinhood, they can't trade until 9 o'clock. So right now they can see these movements, but they can't get in at all. You can get in, but I take that back. You can't use margin with SureTrader. You can use your own money whenever you want to do it, but um, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So they do most of these moves when you're not even able to trade. I noticed that, especially the moves that's going to the downside. I see it every day. A lot of stocks that dip very heavily, they do it overnight. It's like they don't want you to catch it or something like that. So no, I'm not gonna say that, but it's mainly for the people that are already in it who will get the reward for it, who will get that big reward. Now, if you're in it long, on the flip side, if you're in it long, oh man, I feel for you right now. I guess you just gotta try to weather this storm here, but um, but yeah, if you're in it short, I'm gonna start implementing that, and I suggest you guys, we're always trying to learn, learn, and learn. Every day you want to try to learn something, improve something in your life. That's my whole motto in life is life is like a book, man, and every day you're trying to turn a page and gain more knowledge and get to the next chapter. That's how I look at life. You wanna be progressing, man. And you don't wanna ever the day you stop learning is the day you start to regress. You know. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I can go on and on about lessons. But right now I see those couple plays. Nothing much else that's right now at the moment that's standing out that has value. But yeah, that TNXP, all eyes are going to be on it for right now. Keep in mind now, I only look at stocks that are over $3 because that's the only stocks that I can trade. But I can go ahead and take a look and see what is under $3 that may be in play here. Just going down the list here, not seeing much. ADMP is down there. Did a little small. Nah, that's not a gap. Really, that's nothing. Um, yeah. So I'm not seeing much in the under $3 range right now. That's really gapping with volume. FFHL 26 cent. But that's nothing. Yeah, and there's no volume on it. It's like 200 shares. So anyway, that's it for now. Um, Again, that's the recap here. I'm up to $533. I may ramp it up. It depends on it all depends on the play that I see it. If it's an A plus setup, but I'll ramp it up to 500 if I see a good opportunity this morning. Um, 300 is good, and it actually is good at conserving. If you go red, it's good to protect your account. That's the main reason that I have 300, not to make $1 million, because you can't. It's hard to do that on 300, but it's to protect my account. So that you guys need to start to think that way. It's very important to think that way. I know a lot of you. I know I've been there. My mind was like that for the longest. That's why I lost so much money. My mind was the same way. My mind was just on making money. Like, oh my God, I see these stocks moving. I can make. Oh wow, that was. Oh, I missed that play right there. That could have been $2,000. That could have been $1,000 there in 5 seconds or whatever. That's all I was thinking. Is you hear what I'm saying though? You hear I'm saying what I could have made. Never talking about what you could have lost. See that's the key. You have to think about that as well, because that's a part of the game. You will lose. But the key in this game is, as long as you keep your losses, obviously it always sounds easier than it's said than done. But I still have to say it because it's obvious, but I have to say it because sometimes it needs to be drilled in some of you guys' head, like it had to be drilled in mine. It's easier to think of what you'll make than what you'll lose, but you need to think of what you'll lose and how much you'll lose on a trade potentially, and cap it. Have a cap on it. And that's the only way you're gonna succeed in this game. That's why I was trading with 300 shares these last couple of days, not to make a whole lot of money, because it's not even about that right now. Right now, I'm at a stage in this game where I'm looking more at my executions, just making sure I'm making the right executions without even. If you notice over here, I don't normally have this closed profit loss window up. So if you take this one out of here, this is my normal window, right? What do you notice? This window has unrealized, but this doesn't always stay up. This is only up for you guys in the recap. But on my main window, once I make a trade, I don't even have the unrealized window up. That's a big one right there. That's very important information I'm giving you guys. That's gold what I'm giving you. A lot of traders don't mention that, or maybe they just don't think to mention it. But if you're serious about just getting your executions right and not worried about the money, take away the unrealized tab on your broker, on your platform, whatever platform that is, Sure Trader, Thinkorswim, Speed Trader, whatever it is. Take that away. What it does is it forces you just to focus on your trade, because I know for me, I found myself, always, as soon as I get in a trade, I'm always looking over here at the unrealized profit loss, seeing how much I'm making or not making or losing, whatever, instead of focusing on the chart. That's a big deal. And actually, yeah, one day I will have a class for you guys. But the way I'm gonna do it is gonna be way different than everybody else. Way different. And when I do open up a course, um, I'm only gonna allow a certain amount of traders, and that's it. Not more than a certain amount. I'm not. I don't have the numbers for you here now, but let's just say I'll have no more than 50 traders that I'm gonna train. Nobody else. And there's the reason for that. The reason I have is, um, once you have successful strategies, or a successful strategy, you can't have too many people knowing it, because then you have guys on the short side and the long side. So If too many people know your strategy, then what? Then that means some guys will go on the short side of you, and so it's not good for too many people to know your strategy. So once I do train and let a couple people know what I do, it's only gonna be a capped off amount. I may let only 50 people know it, and I don't care how many other people want to sign up. I'm not gonna allow it because I don't want it to be a worldwide strategy. It's top secret. And it's a reason for that. That's how you'll stay profitable. But anyway, yep, that's the trade for the day. The trade for yesterday. $21 made yesterday. Took one trade, UXIN, 952 to 953. I saw a couple other opportunities, but I'm taking it slow right now. I saw a couple, and that's encouraging to me because I saw some plays that I made the call on. I just didn't jump in them, but they did exactly what my strategy said it would do. But I just didn't jump in it because right now, as you can see, I'm at the 533, so I have to be very cautious with the trades that I take. Only trades that are 90% probable chance of winning. Nothing less than that. All right, guys. So I'm gonna get into this trade. I'm not gonna be able to trade long today. I have some stuff to do at 10 o'clock, 10:30. I have to get out of here, so I can probably trade at 10 o'clock, and then I have to get out of here. But whatever trades I make, I may even make a recap today if I get back in time. I usually do the recap, the morning of my pre-market watch. But if I get a chance today, I will. If not, I'll do it Monday. But anyway, in the meantime, happy trading.